Good day everyone, I am Franice Almacen, and today I will be discussing my understanding and reflection about interacting with history through historical shrines and museums. The text explains that while research is an important way to learn about the past, historical shrines and museums offer something unique, an opportunity to experience history firsthand. These places serve as living sources of knowledge where artifacts, objects, and reconstructions help us imagine historical events more clearly. So this says that even though reading and researching are helpful for learning about history, museums and shrines give us a special experience. They let us see real objects from the past, which is makatabang nato imagine historical events better. This slide states that historical shrines and museums provide authority and authenticity. By interacting with objects like weapons, clothing, and historical markers, visitors gain a deeper appreciation of the past beyond what books can offer. The text emphasizes that these first-hand experiences make historical events feel more memorable. So this explains that museums and shrines feel trustworthy because they show really objects like weapons, clothes, or tools. When we see these items up close, history feels more real than we only read about it in books. These slides, it also highlights the importance of preparation before visiting a shrine or museum. Doing background research helps visitors understand the importance of the place and relate it to the national historical narrative. Once there, reading the historical markers and captions is essential because they contain key information verified by agencies such as the National Historical Commission of the Philippines or NHCP. So it is talk about the importance of preparing visitors a museum or shrine. So it is talk about the importance of preparing before visiting a museum or shrine. If we study the place first, we understand better why it is important. It also says that reading the information and historical markers help us get correct facts about the site. And lastly, teachers often guide students through the process by giving worksheets or requiring reflections papers. The next also notes that museums today are becoming more interactive through technology, offering videos, audio, and other multimedia features to enhance learning. Because of this, museum visits are also opportunities for analysis, interpretation, and critical thinking. So this explains that teachers usually guide students during museum visits. They may give worksheets or ask for reflections papers. It also mentioned that museums now use technology, videos, audios, and digital display to make learning more interesting and interactive. Because of this, students can think more deeply about what they say. My reflection is all about visiting historical shrines and museums is more than just a school requirement. It is an experience that helps shape how we understand our identity and culture. The text made me realize that learning history becomes more meaningful when we are able to see actual artifacts and stand in the places where important events happen. These experiences allow us to connect emotionally with the past, making our learning deeper and longer lasting. This explains that shares the idea that visiting museums and shrines is more meaningful than just a school task. Seeing real artifacts helps us understand history better and connect emotionally with the stories of the past. I also realized that preparation plays a big role in maximizing the value of a museum visit. When we read about a places beforehand, we appreciate the displays more because we understand their context. Looking at historical markers and reading captions, although sometimes overlooked, is essential is gaining accurate information. This explains that preparing before a museum visit helps us appreciate what we see. Reading captions and markers is important because it gives us accurate information and helps us understand the displays. Furthermore, the text reminded me that museums today offer interactive and engaging ways to learn history, with videos, audio games, and digital displays. The experience becomes more dynamic. This encourages students like me to become curious and reflective, instead of simply memorizing names and dates. This highlights that modern museums use technology to make learning fun and interactive. Because of this, students become more interested and thoughtful instead of just memorizing the facts. Overall, the passage strengthens my belief that history is not only found in books, it is alive in the shrines, museums, and artifacts preserved for us. By visiting these places, we become more aware of our heritage and develop a deeper appreciation for the sacrifices and stories that shape our nation. So this concludes that history is alive and preserved in museums and shrines. Visiting these places help us appreciate our heritage, understand our past, and value the contributions of those who came before us. And that's all. Thank you.